Welcome back, climbers. It is Peak 6.0. I hope you guys are super excited. I know I've been waiting for it. It seems like I'm always missing something when Peak's not around. So I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to see a bunch of smiling faces and people returning for Peak once again. So I'm going to hand it off to Frank, the man of the mountain himself. He's led us up many mountains, all six he's kicked off, I believe. So super excited to have Frank back again. I hope you guys are too. But without further ado, Frank, you can take it away.
Oh, thank you, Justin. That's awesome. Can everyone hear me okay? Good evening, everyone. It's Monday evening. It's May 9th. And yeah, I am again so happy and privileged to be with you tonight on the first night of the 6th season of Peak program. Can you believe that? Like, that's pretty crazy. I've been part of 6. How many Peak seasons have you been part of? 5, 6, 4, 3? Yes, maybe 2. Yeah, okay, that's good. Now I want to do a special shout out for, if anyone is here that is doing this Peak program for the first time, first season. Show of hands, or I should say show of finger. Anyone here? Because we can see it. I hope so, but I did talk to Justin before we got into this meeting, and I do hear that there are athletes participating in a Peak program for the first time this time around. So just join me and welcome them and show them how wonderful this Peak program is. And with all your effort and with all your input and with all your connectivity, it's going to help them out so much. So, this is what veterans do. You know what veterans are? Veterans have been around for a long time. They've been doing it for a bit. They know how things go, and they help some of the younger guys and girls, and they help out with showing the way, and helping overcome those next challenges. So let's do that for those athletes that are joining in the Peak program for the first time. As I said, I'm super proud that I'm doing this for the sixth time. I can't believe it. Within 2 years, or just a little over, no, just 2 years. And Special Olympics Alberta is giving me that opportunity to be with you every Peak program, maybe once, maybe twice, and helping you out and motivating you and maybe teaching you something and have a good time together. So I have prepared a little bit of a presentation, and I would want to tell you a few things, but I also have a few questions for you. And sometimes you can put them in the chat, and sometimes we can open the mics, and I'll let Justin know, and we can manage that. That's good. So I'm going to share my screen to see if I can do that. I got really good at that in the last little while. So you should be able to see this. I think. So this is my welcome slide, and this is where I start. I'm going to introduce myself in a little bit. But I work in sport. I think you work in sport, right? And so I love to be working in sport. And one of the privileges that I have is to be working with athletes from all kinds of sports. And on this slide, you just see just a few athletes in a few sports that I was very lucky to work with. And you can see, an alpine ski downhill racer taking a jump. You can see a skeleton athlete pushing the sled down the track. You can see a young gymnast. You can see a target shooter. That's also interesting to work with. Target shooters. They need to be super accurate, super precise. They need to have the mental game really strong. And then you see a team that I love working with, which is artistic swimming. It used to be called synchronized swimming. And these are swimmers that swim in a team, a routine of 3.5 minutes while they're underwater most of the time. It is quite impressive what they do. And then you see a few ladies on the podium. These are a few biathletes. So these are athletes that can shoot well and ski well. And they had a real good go, and they shared a podium. But that's just a fraction of the sports and the athletes that I work with. And it even doesn't cover some of the sports I'm working with right now, which is cycling and luge and wrestling. So I should update my slide and put some pictures of those athletes in. Back in 2010, and that's a long time ago, that's like 12 years ago, I had a fantastic year. I was just in Canada for 5 years, and I had my best year ever. I was invited to work with Team Canada in bobsleigh at the Vancouver 2010 Olympic Games. And in the same year, I was invited for Team Alberta at the 2010 National Summer Games in London, Ontario. And so this was two things that happened in my life that I've never done before, working with Team Canada and working with Special Olympics. And so that was really, really a special year. And I've never looked back. I've kept working with Olympic sports, and I've kept working with Special Olympic sports. So I'm really happy again in 2022 to be here with you and spending this spending this Monday evening with you, hoping I can make a difference in your happiness, in your motivation, in your performance. So, okay, Maximize Your Mind, season 6. It's unbelievable, as I said before, that there's already 5 peak programs that have happened before. I know every peak program has a different color scheme, but you know what? I like orange. Orange is my color. I'm coming from I come from Holland, the Netherlands, and orange is our color. So I always come back to this orange side. And do you know that in the past 5 seasons of the peak program, athletes from all over Alberta have made over 1,300 trips to the peak. That's a lot. Athletes have tracked over 850,000 minutes of physical exercise on your journey to the peak. Facilitators like me have provided and recorded 133 sessions with workouts, healthy tips, mental performance sessions, all those types of things. Unbelievable. So we've done a lot, and we've come a long way. But you know what? We've just started season 6, the 6th peak program. So are you ready? Are you ready to make another journey? Are you ready to raise the bar? Are you ready to, up those numbers and contribute to the success that Special Olympics Alberta is doing here? So that's what I'm starting with. It's very excited. It's very exciting that you've done so much. And you know what? We're not done yet. We're going to go continue, and we're going to climb some more peaks. So I always take a look at what you want to do this week. And so there's this bingo card. I always look at the bingo card, and you probably have seen it. And I look, okay, that's what I can do. I can do wall sits. I don't like them. I can do sit-ups. Yes, I don't like them, but I will do them. I can do the lateral shuffles, that's okay. 45 seconds is it's pretty tough, but I can do that. But then I look for the ones that I really like and would like to complete. And I pick 2. I'm in mental performance. I'm in well-being and mental health. And I look at the top right corner and say, go for a 30-minute mindfulness walk and explore nature. Now I do that a lot. I do that, but maybe not 30 minutes, maybe 50 minutes twice a day in between my marathon Zoom sessions. Okay. And I go outside in my yard and I actually walk and I look at the trees and I, look at what I can do in my yard and actually want to be outside. And it's just so healthy. It's just so nice. And when we're walking, we're not strenuously exercising. We're not putting blood to our muscles. We're actually putting blood to our brain, and we're actually helps us to think clear. Have you ever had that experience that when you go for a walk outside in the park, you come back and and you feel refreshed. That's what a little walk in nature does. And then I look at the other one, and I look at the bottom there, it says take part in National Clean Your Room Day. I didn't know that there was a National Clean Your Room Day. But you know what? I need to clean my room, or 2 rooms in my house at least, because I'm going to get visitors by the end of the week. So I need to make sure that my house is clean. So I see the bingo card, and I'm already knowing what I'm going to focus on. So anyway, all of these good things. So we're going to come back to these exercises later. Which peak are you climbing this time? Everest, Mount Everest? Is it Denali? Is it Kilimanjaro? Is it Matterhorn? Is it Mount Robson? Just put it in the chat. I would just want to know, which one are you choosing this time? Okay, April climbs Everest. That's a big, tall order, big mountain, lots of training. There's a lot of people that are doing Everest. Who's doing another mountain? Who's doing Kilimanjaro? Who's doing Denali? Kilimanjaro. Marie is doing Kilimanjaro. That's awesome. Matterhorn. And Andreas, that's the only mountain that is on this list of 5 that I've seen for real, the Matterhorn. And it's a very impressive mountain. By the way, aren't all these mountains super impressive if you look at them? I just Googled these pictures, but they look awesome. So Dylan is doing Mount Robson, and anyway, thank you for putting in your comments. That's great. So, but when you go up a mountain, when you go up that high, the peak program is 8 weeks. And so you're going to, take it week by week. You're going to take it day by day. It's a long trek, as you know. It's it takes a lot of endurance, but it takes a lot more, as you know, probably. What do you need to climb up to the peak? Well, you need a lot. You need to plan. You need a plan. You need a route. Maybe you need some maps to get up that mountain. Maybe some technology like a GPS, global positioning system, that helps tell you where you are. In other words, you need some guidance. And guess what? I'm doing that for you tonight. And when you get a coach-led workout, the coach is giving you guidance. And the bingo cards are giving you guidance. And a lot of the resources at the Peak Program website and Facebook are giving you guidance. You need to plan this out. You can't just do it overnight. It's really hard. So let's work on it in a particular plan. You need provisions. You need water. You need food and nutrition. You need fuel to get yourself up that mountain. Just like you need fuel to recover after a workout or before a workout. We need healthy foods, because the healthy foods, they make us stronger. They make us stay healthy. Excuse me. You need goals. You need maybe weekly goals. Maybe that's what the bingo card is giving you. Maybe you need daily goals. But what it's really important about those goals, and I'm not going to do too much about goals. I'm going to mention it one more time tonight. But you need goals for your focus. You want to know what you're working for. You need goals for your commitment, to know what you want to accomplish. And, if you set goals and you accomplish them, you get points. You get points in the Peak program. And I'm sure that's important to you as well. So those goals are really good. Routine. I always like that when athletes have a certain routine, a way of doing things. I need to hydrate. You need a certain way to do things. I call them routines. Like, how do you prepare? Or, how do you get ready? But in the Peak program, it's about maybe how it fits in your day. You can't be with the Peak program all day. So maybe there's a particular time or place in which, your attendance to Peak activities is most important. And maybe you turn it into habits. And sometimes these habits can be very helpful. Rest and recovery continues to be super important. And I always say this: when you work hard, when you train hard, you got to rest hard. Because if you don't rest hard, if you don't rest well, you can't train well again. So if you work hard and train hard, you got to rest well and hard. And so take a moment to chill. Then two more. So first of all, let's do it not by ourselves. Let's do it together. We are usually better when we're working in a team. We're doing better together. And later in this session, I will actually talk about team, as in T-E-A-M, as you can see. And I'm going to ask if everyone knows what T-E-A-M stands for. If anyone knows, you can put it in the chat, but I will definitely share it with you as well. And then finally, I think it's always important. We can be as serious as we want. We can be as motivated and focused as we want, but we also want to make it fun. We need to have joy. If we don't have fun and joy, everything is going to be so much harder. So let's see where we can find the positive energy, where you feel inspired and motivated, where you want to put your effort, you know, and what satisfies you, what makes you feel good after your workout or after your effort. You know, put up that smile, even if it's hard, you know, if you're tired. It was a hard workout. It was difficult, but you did it. You know, you can feel satisfied. You can give yourself a pound on the chest and smile and say, hey, I did that. And that's super important. Keep that positive energy going. Okay, I'm going to slightly shift gears and go to the main section of what we're doing, but I hope that you like this, because this is what you need to climb to the peak, like as in if you go up to a mountain or in the peak program. So I hope this suits you well. I always forget to say that I share with you a lot, probably too much. But if you want to remember two things from tonight that you would want to work with, that you would want to remember, that you would want to improve, that's good for me, okay? So maybe not everything, but some of those things that you like best. To be at your best, this is my short list, and this short list is nothing special, okay? The interesting part is I always skip the talent part, and tonight I'm not. I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to do an exercise with you that is called Talent is Never Enough. But I always say that I don't want to emphasize talent, because everyone I want to work with can work towards their personal best performance. And that is what I aspire to. I don't mind who is more talented than the other. I want to work with both and see where we can go. And I call that personal best performance. But the four items below the line, and you can read them: physical fitness, physical conditioning, the technical skills in your sport, the strategy and tactics in your sport, but also the mental fitness, are four areas that you can work on and that you can improve on. These are areas that we train for and to be better. And you know what? We get the best possible performance when all of those four areas all come together. When you're physically fit, when you have good skills, when you can execute those skills, when you have some good tactics, as you know, your game plan or your race plan, and when you're mentally fit, when you're having positive self-talk, when you have, good managing your feelings. And I see those four areas, these four, as four tires on the race car. Can you see the race car? And a race car can only go fast when all tires are in great shape. Because what happens if one of those tires deflates? What happens if one of those tires blows up in the race? Well, you get off track. Maybe you crash. That's the worst case scenario. But even if you don't get off track and you can stay on track, but you can't go as fast anymore. You can't race as fast anymore. And that's why it's so important to work on all those four areas, including the mental fitness part, including the physical fitness part, and your skills and tactics. Now, as I'm moving on, and I see a soccer player, like two soccer players on the right side of the slide, Can you please put in the chat what sport or sports you are doing in Special Olympics? I know a whole bunch. I've been with a whole bunch. I know that there's a whole bunch, but just let me know and let everyone else know what sport you're doing. Well, there's soccer for one. Rhythmic gymnastics. I've been with rhythmic gymnastics. That's cool. Bocce, swimming, I see. Snowshoeing. Awesome. Bowling, 5-pin bowling, basketball as well. Baseball, golf. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that. See, this is what I love so much is that I'm not talking to just one athlete group. These are athletes from all kinds of sports. Track. That's cool. Thank you. That's awesome. So this is a busy slide, but this is how I want to explain mental fitness. On the top, you can see, mental fitness are the different mental skills that help regulate, performance enhancing thoughts, thinking, feeling, how you're feeling, and behaviors, what you're doing in training and competition. Now that's a mouthful, that whole sentence. But the simplest way I can explain mental fitness is what I say to myself, or what I'm thinking, or what I see in my mind, or what I can see in my mind, or what I'm focusing on, or what I feel, or how I feel, or how I can manage that, or what I do, how I behave, how I act, how I perform. And this, what I say to myself, what I see in my mind, what I feel, what I do is important before you get into your performance. So before you get into practice or into the game, because you're getting ready, is as you're in your game or race, because you can say to yourself as you're racing or playing the game, that will help you. But also afterwards. And afterwards is often very helpful to kind of learn from what you've done and to kind of take away what is helpful and to kind of, keep doing what you're doing well and to change what you want to do different. So this mental fitness is important all throughout. And that's why we spend so much time in, the peak program around, mindfulness and mental fitness. And how we call it, I think, maximize your mind. All right, so here's the promised exercise. Now, this is going to be a bit long, and there's going to be all kinds of things. So if you want to remember something, you probably want to write something down. I will also make this this slide or this handout available to Justin, who can then forward it to you by email or so as a reminder. Now, this exercise, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm just going to change kind of who I'm seeing because I've been seeing to the same Zoom boxes the whole time. Now I'm going to see some other people. That's great. Hello, everyone. Thank you. So this exercise is called Talent is Never Enough. And this is a book that is written by John Maxwell, as you can see on the screen. And I've turned the whole book into one-page exercise. I took everything in the book and put it just on one slide. And that's what we're going to work through. So the idea here is that your talent is great, but is never enough. What we want to be thinking is that we want to bring the best out of us. Anyway, we want to bring the best of our talent, whatever it is. We want to do things that show our talent. That is really what this is about. And so this is what I'm saying. Your talent in sport is great, but it may not be enough. But let's see how we can get more of it. Okay, let's see if we can actually work it a little bit better. Something like that. So the first one that pops up is belief. Belief lifts your talent. If you believe, then you believe. And you think it can be real. That's what belief is about. So belief lifts your talent. Belief really thinks that you can have it. Now, the question that I always ask the athletes that I do this exercise with is what kind of belief, what belief can you have? What kind of belief you're talking about? Well, I'm going to say, believe in your own skills. You can ask you, what are my skills? And I believe that my skills are pretty decent, pretty good. I know I have to work on some, but I have pretty good skills. That's good belief. I have belief in my coach. Do you have belief in your coach? I have belief in my teammates. Not always. Sometimes we have an argument or we don't like each other, but often we are going for the same goal. And I actually believe that my teammates can be great. So I believe in my teammates. I have belief in my journey. That's a big one. Do you believe you can climb that peak? Do you believe that? Because if you believe so, it is really helpful. You don't have to doubt. So the belief is really good. So that is one. So you can ask yourself, what is my belief about? The next one I really like, I always like, and you probably heard me talk about this before, even a few slides ago. Passion energizes your talent. You can ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, what do you love in your sport? What do you like so much in your sport? Maybe put it in the chat. That's a great question here. What do you love so much in your sport? Why do you love soccer? Why do you love bowling? Why do you love snowshoeing? Why do you love skiing? What is it that you're passionate about? What do you like most about your sport? Exactly. I did track and field. I did bobsleigh. You know what? And I figured out I'd like to go fast. Sounds silly to you? Well, I loved it. Friendship, being with friends, having fun. That's really, really good. So the whole team aspect is super important here. And so this is a really important part, because if we can tap into our passion, into the love of our sport, it becomes so much more fun. So why wouldn't we don't want to forget about that. Passion energizes the talent that you want to bring out. Next one. This one is a little different, is initiative. Initiative activates. I'm not sure if you know what initiative means, but it's kind of doing something by yourself, doing something on purpose. You're doing something for a good reason, for a reason. Okay, you're not waiting for someone to tell you. You're actually doing it because you think it's important, or you think it's something that helps you, and so rather than being complacent or waiting to see what happens, because that's what you sometimes see, is that you can actually, you know what, I'm gonna look at a bingo card, and I'm gonna actually start working on the bingo card. I'm gonna do 2 of those boxes every day. And that is taking initiative. That is actually taking initiative. And that is starting to activate you. You're not just a passive bystander. You're just doing it. Am I still doing okay? Okay. Focus. Well, we've talked about that before. You know about focus. Sometimes we lose it and we are distracted, and that happens, Don't worry about it. It happens to everyone. But then we can refocus. We can put our focus back on what we were working on. So even if I'm hearing something in the background and I'm thinking, what's going on? What's happening there? I can go back to what I'm working on with you guys. And that's kind of refocusing, And so that is really helpful. And ask yourself, okay, how does it work for me? How can I refocus? What am I paying attention to? Next one, I like this one too. Preparations, positions. Now you prepare, don't you? You prepare for practice. You prepare for a game or a race. We are doing our physical prep and we are doing our mental prep. And with our preparation, it actually positions us in the right spot to actually start competing or doing a good practice. So the preparation is really important. So you can ask yourself, No, I always say that, you know, good preparation is half the work. Okay, it's not all the work, because you also want to execute, you want to kind of do the game, you want to do the race, you still need to do the follow-up and the follow-through in the execution. But the way you prepare and, you know, really sets you up for success. So that's why I think preparations are really important. So you can ask yourself, what do you do to prepare yourself for a practice, even for an online workout? How do you prepare yourself? Do you have your equipment in order? Do you have the space around you? Do you have the you know, the bottle of water next to you? That's preparations. Now the next one is practice. Practice, practice, practice. Practice sharpens your talent. You've heard about this. You need to practice a lot to get better at stuff. It takes practice, and it takes practice, and it takes practice. But not only a lot of practice. You know what I've learned from Tiger Woods? There's one thing that he said. He said, you know, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect, or quality practice makes perfect. So you want to do the practice not only a lot, but also good. So look at the quality of your practice, not only how often you do it, but do you do a good job? And if you give you a thumbs up, you know, if you're doing a good job, you can say, you know what, I did a quality practice, I did a quality training, and I actually, it helps me to be better. It brings the best out of me. We're almost there. We're almost halfway. Perseverance. Not sure if you know what that word means. Perseverance is like, what is it? Endurance? It's like you keep going. You never give up. Now you're making an 8-week track up onto that peak, that you're making an 8-week program with lots of workouts and healthy practices. And there will be times that you maybe don't feel like it, but you know what? This is what perseverance is about. Perseverance sustains, makes it stronger. Okay. Sustains makes, you know, it keeps going. And so that's what the perseverance, and is perseverance important in the peak program? Is perseverance important in your own athletic pursuit, in what you want to achieve in sport? Yes, we want to persevere. We want to keep going. We don't want to give up until there's a good reason, because if I have an injury, I probably can't keep going. That's a good reason. But if not, then I want to kind of keep going. And that's that perseverance. Here's an interesting one, ladies and gentlemen. Courage. Do you know what courage is? Do you think courage is important in sport? Do you think courage is important to climb a peak? Do you think courage is important to speak out? Do you think courage is important to try something new? Do you think courage is important to try something you've never done before? Yes, there's a lot of courage involved, and it's not always easy. Sometimes we get a little nervous, and sometimes we, but it does take, you know what, okay, let's do this. I'm going to sign up for it. I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to try for it. And you know what? I have a lot of support. I have a coach. I have other people that help me with this. I'm going to show my courage and see what I learn. Now, teachability. This is how good you learn. What you pick up from coaches, the advice that you take away after a practice, what you learn from tonight, and not only what you learn, but what you're going to do with it. And teachability, I said courage tests your talent. Let's go back one. Courage tests your talent. Yes, that's what courage is good for. It kind of puts you out there and see, okay, can I do this? Can I not? And that's a really good, mindset to have. And then we have teachability, when you're learning and picking up all the strategies and skills. And when you're learning, it expands. It becomes more. Your talent grows. That's why you want to grow or learn so much through this peak program. And I've known from the other, times I was with you, you've learned so much. And so it expands what you're able to do. It expands what you can bring out of your talent. This is a good one too. Character protects your talent. Do you think sometimes you need character? Do you sometimes need to step up? Maybe to endure a bit of discomfort or even pain, because it's not comfortable. But you know what? That's what the training is for. We don't want to get injured. We don't want to get in this, too bad. But yeah, we sometimes need to show character, and we need to sometimes, work through it. And as I said earlier, with courage, it does take character to speak up or ask a question. Okay, and you know your own character best. So think about your own character and see how that can actually help you. Now, I have all kinds of things that I can share about myself, but one thing is I'm pretty adventurous. Okay, I know I'm adventurous, and that actually can help me because that helps me do new things. So that part of my character really helps me in sport as well. Sorry, someone is calling here. Let's see if someone else in my house picks it up. My apologies. There we go. It's gone. Sorry about that. Character. Now we're almost done. Relationships influence our talent. We have relationships with people that we love. They stimulate us, they help us, they support us, they make us better. And we want to really, 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 capitalize and use those relationships, because we don't have to do it by ourselves. We can actually do it together. And the better we know each other, the better we can actually attend to each other. And so sometimes we want to say, let's invest in relationships. Let's try to find out something new that we didn't know about each other before. Okay. Now, responsibility strengthens. So this is about taking ownership. I hope you have a great time this evening, this session. And I'm teaching you, one thing or maybe two or three other things. But it's about you. It's about what you do with it. It's not about me telling you that you should be doing something with it, but that you think it's important, that you actually think it's going to help you be a better person and be a better performer. And that is your own responsibility. And when you do that, it started to make your, talent and what you bring out stronger. And the last one, last but not least, teamwork. Teamwork multiplies. I just said with the relationships, not doing it alone. In teamwork, you're doing it together for the same goal, for the same cause. And you know what happens in teamwork? Everyone gets better. And that is what this acronym stands for. And I'm going to put it in there. Okay. I have to just make sure it goes to everyone. See if I can type this in. Okay, almost there. Think what team stands for. TEAM. There it is. Together, everyone achieves more because we do it together. Okay. And I sometimes say something like 1 + 1 is 3. And that's not right mathematically, because 1 and 1 is 2. But in team, when you have one person, and together they're more than the individual parts, it becomes more, and it's 3. So teamwork multiplies and brings the best out of your talent as well. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you an assignment for maybe the next week or for tonight, I guess. I'm going to give you a password for the peak program points, and then we're going to open it up a little bit for questions and conversation. So stay tuned. The question I have for you is around goal setting. And I'm not going to teach you tonight about goal setting, but you know that setting goals is important. Even in the peak program, you're setting a goal of which peak to climb. You're setting a goal about how many hours to train. You're setting a goal about what you want to do for activities, on the bingo card. You're going to set all kinds of goals every week, every day. And you're going to do that for 8 weeks just in the peak program, but you can do that outside as well, in sport, in work, in school. So you know about goal setting. I'm asking you to set goals right on what we've worked tonight. You see the same list, the same bubbles of talent is never enough and how you bring the best out of your talent. And my question to you is, pick 2 talent transformers, 2 talent changers, difference makers that you want to improve on in this peak season. So maybe you see it, look at these ones and you say, you know what, I have this, this is okay for me. Maybe that's okay. But maybe you're going to tell yourself, you know what, maybe I can do this a little more. Maybe I can do that a little bit better. Maybe that is what I really would want to dedicate this peak season to. So pick 2 of those, what I call talent transformers. Which 2 are going to make you better? Which 2 are bringing the best out of your talent? Okay. Now I can send this slide to Justin just to remind you. He's giving me a thumbs up, and then you have a reminder by tomorrow that you still have some work to do around this mental fitness and how you can work on bringing the best out. And for now, this session, the first session of season 6, week 1, password, maximize your mind Monday is bocce ball. Write it down, take a screenshot. Bocce ball is where you get your points. But I hope that before you got this word bocce ball, that you learned something. And I'm really, really eager to hear about what you learned or what you liked. So Andreas tells me that passion energizes is something that you're going to focus on. That's awesome. Okay, bocce ball. Just don't forget, that's what you want to submit at the end of the week. And we can open it up for some questions and some conversations. And also, I would want to know, what is your takeaway? What is your takeaway from tonight? Thank you very much for attending. I can see all the faces now. Hi.
Perfect. Frank, if you're ready, I'll start allowing people to unmute.
Sure.
So Brittany Burt, you can go first.
Hi, I think what I learned from tonight is one of my goals I'm going to set, because I used to do track field and that I loved it, and I want to get back into it, but it's kind of hard when you're trying to lose weight and running out with all of it.
So Brittany, we're breaking up a little bit, but I think you heard what you're saying is that you love track, but there is now a goal. Hey, I need to get a little lighter because the running will be so much better. That's great. All the best this peak season to get that done. Awesome.
Thank you, Brittany. Jordan Tyson, you can go next.
Make sure we stay on the teams at all time. This means we have to stay healthy, stay strong. Please don't exercise too much before, otherwise the bodies will surely hurt and the core won't work.
Right.
That's what happens.
I like it, Jordan, because you understand that it can be hard to train hard, and that's why we shouldn't overdo it and at the same time recover well. But the other big shout out that you're giving is like, okay, let's do this together. And I think that's the most fun part.
Yes, we have to train hard. Don't overtrain.
That's right.
Always eat healthy and stay strong.
Love it.
Perfect. Thank you, Jordan. Brittany Churko, you can unmute.
I go on Wednesday, I go to the Dow, so I walk the track, and then sometimes I run the track, gets me more ready, and it's just like, so I'm like, then I start walking it again, so it's just like, gets my heart pumping, and then I stop and I get a drink of water, and yeah, I do that Wednesday in the morning, and yeah, it helps.
And you're doing that several times. You're doing it every Wednesday. That two things that I'm picking up. You're having a great routine because you're doing that every Wednesday. You're having good runs and then a little bit of hydration and drinking, and then you do it again. That shows me perseverance. You don't give up. You keep going. You do it actually for a good reason.
Yep.
Thumbs up.
Thank you, Brittany. Andreas, you can unmute.
A mask and then somewhere else.
Let's go to Frank.
It doesn't seem to be totally eliminated yet.
I think we hear someone in your background, Andreas.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yes, yes.
I know
Okay,
my mom's
thank
just
you so
talking to
much.
somebody, but
Okay, I'm
do you
gonna
wanna-
come back.
actually
to you.
they're almost done. They're almost done.
I am done. I'm sorry, Andreas.
Just a minute. That's okay, ma'am.
That's good. Thank you.
Okay, okay, I'm back. Okay, what was the question again?
Well, what is something that you found interesting tonight? What is something that you take away? Something that inspires you from tonight?
Well, I because every week, weekends and weekdays, I do stretches before I go for a long jog, like along like down by Fish Creek Park, like in Kenny Meadows.
Yeah.
Because I ran along one on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did like they call it like they were supposed to race on Sunday, but they didn't because of it's like on Saturday they did their own thing. It's called virtual. That means people can do their own thing, their own running.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
I've heard about virtual competition. That has happened quite a bit over the last couple of years. Yes. So everyone does it in their own backyard kind of thing.
Well, I just go for a jog on the pathways, see how far I can go, and then I come back.
Good.
And
excellent.
And my mom and I, we do yard work together.
Yard work, nice.
What's the other ones?
Those are pretty good. Those are pretty healthy activities.
Oh, and also every Wednesday, well, 2 evenings. Wednesday, I go swimming at Scene. Have you heard of Scene YMCA?
I go swimming at the YMCA in the south sometimes, but I'm not sure where you go.
It's called Seton, Seton.
Yeah, I've been there once. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we swim like every Wednesday.
So you love you love swimming and you love running. That's pretty good activity.
And well, and also I join every Thursday night with like every Thursday night, I join the German soccer team.
Yeah.
So I like doing that too because it's a good sport too as well. So like
It,
to get
it's,
to get
it,
to
it,
get
it sounds like you keep yourself really busy, and I'm sure you're going to look forward to be doing this for the next 8 weeks again. Thumbs up. Excellent.
Awesome. Thanks, Andreas. Tara, you can unmute.
Hi, Frank. How are you?
I'm good, Tara. How are you? Good to see you again. And
Good to see you too. I do Special Olympics swimming at Seton every Wednesday night, and I see some people at the pool. I see Jordan, McLeod, Megan, and Abby. I see them every Wednesday night. They swim after me. I'm from 7 till 8, and they go from 8 till 9 o'clock, and I see them at the pool.
nice. What is something that you really like from tonight? Something that you remember that you want to work on this peak season?
Climbing up the mountain.
Good. All the best. You just started. You have 8 more weeks to go, and I'm going to see you at the end again.
Yeah, see you, Frank.
Bye.
Thank you, Tara. Jordan, you can unmute.
Okay, so on every Tuesdays, I do this with Sarah and Carla. We are doing that mindfulness for Special Olympics athletes that we are doing. So I got a book.
Nice.
And what I take away for that is I'm kind of focusing on my daily
Excellent.
mind activity. So I'm taken away from that. So I do that on every Tuesday. So now I'm doing the mindfulness with the peak session tonight and this program as well on Tuesdays.
Excellent. You must really like it. And does it work well for you, this kind of mindfulness practice?
Oh yes, it really helps me, and it really helps me to calm down at times.
Nice. Great. Thanks for sharing, Jordan. And I wish you a great start of the track.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jordan. Laura, you can unmute.
For me, what I took away is that you just need to keep trying harder and don't give up in your sport.
Right.
And with the old saying, practice makes perfect, and you can be a true sport at anything, just like it says behind you.
Excellent. Yeah, true sport. And that doesn't have to be in any way of shape or form dictated by anything, as long as you do it for your own good reasons. So I'm really loving that, Laura. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laura. Carla, did you have your hand up? Okay, you can unmute.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Carla. Good to see you. I hope you enjoyed tonight.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Yes, nice, eh?
Yeah, that is nice to see you again.
Thank you.
I like tonight, and it's helps me to calm me down, and for me the way I see for the pig program, I do love my picture that they put on for the pig program.
Yes, the picture.
Because, yeah, the picture of me ready to do the climb the pig thing.
Nice.
So I really like that.
Good.
And
I like that too.
I know it's from Clifford, which I do know he said it. So,
And good. Thank you, Carla. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Kim, you can unmute.
So what I like for this program, what I'm trying to do is stay focused with my social life, my work life,
Excellent.
my peak life. And then also I'm learning how to like balance everything out with workouts.
Well, I can appreciate that. So you say you have a social life, work life, and peak life. That's quite a lot already that is kind of happening probably most days or throughout the week. And so that sounds like real good activity. What type of work do you do, Kim? May I ask?
I work at a center.
Oh, good. Excellent. Nice to hear. Nice to hear.
And then I am also what I like to say is I work for progress.
Nice. Very, very, very good. Well, I wish you a really good start on this season. I wish you a lot of enjoyment with all the activities, and I hope to see you again sometime this season.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kim. Joanna, you can unmute.
Actually, for my takeaway is get motivated on my bicycle because I never actually keep on going on a bike. And sometimes for exercises, I am doing just physio instead of.
Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes that physio exercise is really important. I know that from working in sport. And sometimes those physio exercises are really important so you can get warmed up and you can do your practice well. And sometimes those physio exercises are important to do after training to kind of make sure that you recover again. So good job on you, Jobert.
Actually, you know what? Again, this is like come in April, but I spray clean my bedroom for reals.
Awesome. Thanks, Joanna.
No problems.
Kaylee, you can unmute.
Hi,
Hi, Kaylee. How are you?
it's been a while.
It's been a while.
So for my takeaway is focus.
Yeah.
Is a good one.
Yeah.
And the one I like about what I learned from, I focus on drinking my water every day. I put my water bottles in the fridge and I track them, I count them to 4 times of water a day.
You know, that's what I call about, the earlier slide when I talked about routines, you make it into a habit. You put your water into the fridge because if it's in the fridge, it tastes better. You want to drink it. Then you make sure that your water.
Tracking it actually, I follow my track.
Exactly. And so you stay hydrated. I'm sure you drink a lot of water that way.
Yeah, and I am not doing any sports yet, but I'm going to do it in summer. I'm doing more golfing in my summer. It's good.
Nice.
I'm getting my basketball for my birthday. It's coming up this Thursday, so I'm doing basketball for fun.
Oh,
as well.
that's good. I love basketball.
Yeah, so that's my favorite sport actually is basketball.
I love basketball too.
Thank you, Kaylee.
Thanks, Kaylee.
Sarah, you can unmute.
Okay, from tonight, about the bingo sheet, it helps me get me ready for my sports that I do for Special Olympics to get me warmed up and stuff. So I'm all loose and ready to go to my sports. So that's a good thing that I like doing the peak program again because it will help me get ready for my little sports outside of the peak program for Special Olympics.
Excellent. You make the best of it. That's how it sounds to me. You make the best of it. You use it to your advantage. Nice. Excellent. Good job.
Then I can be ready for that powerlifting meet too.
Right. Yeah. Thanks,
Awesome.
Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah. Danielle, you can unmute, and then the last one will be Leonka after.
Okay.
Hello, friend.
Hello, Danielle. Good to see you again. How are you?
Feeling good. I'm gonna be pretty quick because I'm doing a Pokemon raid right away. So I just to let you know that I've been doing the mindfulness training of the enhanced lab, like Sarah, Carla, and Jordan. And I'm really finding that to be helpful until I start work again next year in end of August. So
I'm so happy that you let me know that type of activity, that type of practice, that type of skill really does well for you. And keep doing it, once in a while or every time, whatever you prefer.
Yes. And I'm hoping to go back into sports next year. So that this year it's a bit still too unknown with the pandemic.
I know. Let's go through that quickly. But thanks for sharing. That's wonderful. And have a good mindfulness practice and peak program.
Yes, thank you. See you next time, Frank.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Danielle. And Leonka, you can unmute.
Hello, Frank.
Hello, Leonka.
I just wanted to thank you with all the stuff I learned through Peak. Like it helped me to come to this decision and to make me happy.
Excellent.
And I decided not to quit my day program.
Love to hear that. And I love to hear that you have so much support and so much guidance and so much motivation through this, that it makes you so much stronger in all kinds of ways, and that you actually can keep the job for good reason. Love to hear it. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you for this great session.
You're
quite
welcome.
enjoyed it.
I hope everyone enjoyed it as well. Thank you, Leonka. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Leonka. So Frank will share with me that slide, and I'll make sure to post it on Facebook and the website. I know there was a lot on it. I can't even wrap my brain around it right now. So I want everyone to try to think about it when we do get it tomorrow and pick 2 things. Make sure you post it on Facebook or send me an email on what you're going to focus on. We have a lot to do this peak, so I think it'll be a great way to start and kick off things. But I really want to thank Frank for coming back. 6 seasons now, leading the way. Frank has always been there to support you guys. Tomorrow night is social club, new time, same group. So it's 6 to 7 tomorrow night. We'll see you on Zoom. Have a good evening, and we'll see you there. Bye, everyone.